Coming up on the Bulldog Blitz, the fall seasons are coming to a close. Find out what players won Southern Conference awards for their outstanding performances this season.
And students are taking a study break from finals to enjoy some friendly games of dodgeball.
And we'll look at what's next for our Bulldogs as we head into the spring. We've got a few things you can expect to see when you return from break.
The Bulldog Blitz starts now.
Hello Bulldogs and welcome back to the Bulldog Blitz. I'm McKinley Johnston.
And I'm Georgia Brandt. There's a lot going on in Samford athletics this week.
Women's volleyball recently took on the SoCon tournament, and reporter Grace Henry chatted with senior Allie Durbin to get the results. Let's hear what Allie had to say about their time at the tournament.
So unfortunately we lost in the first round of the SoCon tournament to the Citadel in 5. We really put our all into that game. It went to extra points. And it was back and forth for a while. But I think from the whole season overall, our coaches and our team were just proud of how we overcame a bunch of different obstacles, from one of our starting middles breaking her leg to just a bunch of other injuries that kind of slowed us down in the middle of the season. We definitely were on a high leaving the season, even though we did lose in the first round.
We've seen plenty of action from our football and volleyball teams this season, and as the season comes to a close, Abby Litton has more on some noteworthy performances from our very own student athletes.
As fall wraps up here in Birmingham, we're seeing some recognition of our student athletes as the SoCon announced its all-conference teams. Starting off with football, graduate linebacker Noah Martin earns first team all-SoCon for his performances this season, currently ranking 7th in the nation with over 10 tackles per game. He also had 2 interceptions on the season, including a 26-yard pick six against Mercer. 2 more Bulldogs also made second team, including sophomore defensive back CJ Douglas and graduate long snapper Alex Applefield. Now switching gears over to volleyball, Samford had even more representation on the all-conference list. Gracie Lynn Butler earned first team all-SoCon for her season, ranking 4th in the conference for kills per set, recording 13 double-doubles on her season. Kaylee Merritt earned second team honors for ranking 3rd in the conference for kills per set and finishing with nearly 350 kills and over 250 digs. Congratulations to these athletes for their incredible performances this season. We're excited to see what these teams will have in store for us next season. For Bulldog Blitz, I'm Abby Litton. Now back to the studio.
With Christmas break approaching, the Samford basketball teams are gearing up for SoCon play. Parker May has the story on what to expect from the Bulldogs in conference play.
During the upcoming Christmas break, the Samford basketball teams will be hard at work right here in the Pete Hanna Center, gearing up for conference play. Both teams have high expectations, as the men were picked first in the preseason poll and the women's team was picked in a tie for 3rd. The men's team will put their 24-game home win streak on the line in SoCon play, where they went undefeated last year and are currently 6-0 at home before their game against Austin Peay on Sunday. That'll be their last home game in non-conference play before they play the Citadel to start conference play on January 1st right here in the Pete Hanna Center. I caught up with one of the starters for the Samford Bulldogs, Jaden Brownell, to get his thoughts on the upcoming SoCon play.
Jaden, obviously you're off to a great start this season, averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds a game. How do you kind of continue this momentum in the Southern Conference play?
Yeah, as we get into the conference, we just got to keep trusting what we do. I got to keep trusting my teammates. My teammates trust me to hit shots, so I got to trust them to get me open and get them open and just keep trusting each other to do what we got to do.
Obviously your first year in Southern Conference play. What are you looking for in that league, and how have you kind of seen these teams so far?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good teams in this conference. They play fast, they play smart, they hit a lot of threes, really good offensive teams. So we just got to pick it up on defense, keep doing what we do. Just offensively, we gotta run, we gotta score, we gotta hit threes, we gotta make the right shots, and then defensively, we just gotta keep the pressure up and just keep wearing on people.
Now let's take a look at how the Bulldogs will start Southern Conference play. On New Year's Day, the men's team will host the Citadel right here at the Pete Hanna Center before going on the road to take on Western Carolina. The following week, they'll be at home for 2 games against VMI and UNC Greensboro before school starts. On that same day, the women's team will have their Southern Conference opener on the road against Mercer. It'll certainly be an exciting season to watch right here in the Pete Hanna Center, as both teams have high expectations and are expecting lots of wins on this home court. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Parker May.
First pitch is right around the corner for the baseball team. Here is Josh Lovett, who caught up with Coach Tony David.
The Samford baseball season is fast approaching. The team is coming off a successful season that included a 36-22 record and a conference championship game appearance. This year's team will look different than last year's, though, as 2 players got drafted and several others graduated or transferred. With that, there is plenty of opportunity for new players to step up.
So we're excited about it. There's a lot of opportunity for guys because we just don't return much experience. But we're really, really deep on the mound. We've got a lot of high velocity guys, a lot of guys that can throw strikes that will give us a chance against anybody.
The Bulldogs will face a challenging schedule this year as they have a weekend series at Tennessee, who are the defending national champions, as well as midweek games against other SEC schools.
You want to play against the type of teams that guys you're recruiting are going to want to come in and play against, right? So you want it to aid in recruiting, and then we want it to help make us better. I think when you play in those environments and you play against teams that pitch with a high velocity and all their guys run fast and they play good defense, hopefully it makes you elevate your game, and it certainly speeds your game up.
The Dogs will play their first game on February 14th against Valparaiso. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Josh Lovett.
As fall ball comes to a close, join Bailey Shepard as she looks ahead at the spring schedule for Samford softball.
Samford softball recently concluded their fall ball. The team is excited for their spring season to begin. The Lady Bulldogs finished with an overall record of 24 wins and 32 losses, with 12 conference wins. The team is expectant to see what they can accomplish with their newly hired coach, Megan Curry. Curry played for the Bulldogs from 2013 to 2016 and happens to be a part of the Samford Athletics Hall of Fame. Exciting times are ahead for this team. Their spring schedule will be announced sometime in January. That's all for now. I'm Bailey Shepard with the Bulldog Blitz.
The women's golf team's fall season has come to a close and are gearing up for their spring season. The team's season starts off with a match against UAB on February 1st. Following that match, the ladies will compete in 4 tournaments and 1 match play event before the SoCon Championship starting on April 14th. Good luck to the Lady Bulldogs in their spring season.
The men's basketball hosted a Thanksgiving Invitational this past weekend. Here's Josh Lovett with more.
Multi-team events have become extremely popular in college basketball today. The Maui Invitational, being the most well-known, takes over the sports scene in the days before Thanksgiving. This year, Samford had the opportunity to host their own Thanksgiving Invitational. They now have won 3 games in a row after winning each game they played in the event. The wins included dramatic come-from-behind wins against North Dakota State, 103-98 in overtime, and Utah Valley, 84-76. In both games, the Bulldogs fell behind by 15 points in the second half before storming back. I had the opportunity to talk to Samford forward Colin Holloway, who said this about the comeback victories. The biggest thing I learned about my team was not to panic. I've been on plenty of teams that if we were down 15 with 3 minutes left, you would see a lot of people panic and go outside their roles. Our team never panicked or changed the way we play, from the head coach to the walk-ons. The team will look to continue to build momentum heading closer to conference play as they take on South Carolina State tonight at 6. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Josh Lovett.
StepSing is coming up and many students cannot wait. Lucy Molesky took a deeper dive into the physical demand of participating in StepSing.
One of Samford's greatest traditions, StepSing. Not only do new classes start in January, but also the month-long tradition that pushes Samford students to new levels. While StepSing is highly known as one of the most fun things Samford has to offer, it is also widely known to be physically and mentally demanding. Many students describe the month of January as very difficult to balance because of how difficult it is to learn a StepSing show while also being a full-time student. A StepSing show, being a 5-minute-long workout on stage, is accompanied by 40 hours of dancing, singing, and acting, which allows Samford students to have a newfound appreciation for the athletes that do this every day, not just in the month of January. Director of Ignite, Bailey Shepard, shared her thoughts on the physical demand of StepSing.
I'm Bailey Shepard. I'm a director with Ignite, a StepSing show. We are Independence and Greeks United, and I would say that the biggest reality that hits in StepSing season is the physicality of it, because you have so much to pack into such little time. We get back for school. January 13th is the first day of school, and we start practice as soon as we get back, and we have till the end of the month. So that gives us about mostly like 2.5, 3 weeks to get a full show ready to go. And also you want to allow time to be focused on academics first and foremost. So it's everything, but I feel like the biggest aspect is allowing people time to rest. We practice from 6:30 to 9:30 so that people can get home and get to bed at a reasonable hour.
So if you are participating in a step sing show, drink your water and rest your body for a very tiring but fun month of January. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Lucy Molesky.
With the fall semester coming to a close, Samford introduces a new intramural sport. Intramural dodgeball made its debut at Samford this week, beginning with a short 3-day tournament from December 2nd through December 4th. I was able to talk to Chi Omega intramural chair Ann Francis to see how she felt about the tournament.
I'm super excited for dodgeball, mainly because I've never played dodgeball here before. I don't know if they've offered it before, but I'm super excited. It's just another way to get involved in intramurals, and I'm super pumped.
Games are played 6v6, best of 5, lasting only 15 minutes. And in the peak of final season, dodgeball has been a great way for students to take a break from studying, stay active, and socialize with friends. Stay tuned for more information on intramurals this spring. Back to the studio.
The Savannah Bananas have taken the world by storm. Parker May had an opportunity to attend a special convocation credit featuring one of the stars of Banana Ball.
The Savannah Bananas have taken the sports world by storm, revolutionizing the game of baseball and bringing excitement to the fans. Brandon Crosby, a utility player for the Bananas, recently took time out of his busy schedule to talk to Samford students about keeping his faith a priority while managing the fame that comes from playing with the Bananas.
Those same things to like build me to where I'm at today, to where it's like when I step into a room, when I go to the baseball field today, it's like, man, I've seen that before.
Crosby shared that his favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29:11, which he uses as his foundation in playing baseball. Crosby has had a successful playing career in college and now with the Bananas. The Savannah Bananas will take their next tour in 2025, starting in February, going to over 10 MLB stadiums. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Parker May.
Intramurals for the fall have officially come to an end, but the 2025 season will be here before you know it. Here's a list of intramural sports that will be offered this spring. Basketball, cornhole, a free throw contest, volleyball, billiards, table tennis, e-gaming tournaments, soccer, softball, sand volleyball, and a pickleball tournament.
Pickleball has quickly become America's new favorite sport, and Samford is no exception. Join us as we hear from the founders of the Samford Pickleball Club.
We started the club last year once we met a couple other students who really wanted to compete at a high level. There were 4 of us to start. First ever tournament. We finished 8th in the country, which was huge for us. 3rd overall in mixed doubles, which was huge. Had some great name brand recognition at that tournament. Now in the fall, as we look to our first real season as a club on Samford, we've grown to 185 students that participate in the club in some capacity, so that's been a lot of fun to manage. We're looking to get more people involved as we continue to grow. And then as far as tournaments themselves, we're 5th ranked overall in the country. We've had some great success at some regionals, and we're just looking to continue with some great tournaments in the spring.
So back in January, me and Jake, who were our former tennis players, just kind of wanted to do something fun, and we weren't playing tennis anymore, but still had that hand-eye coordination from tennis, and so decided to start playing pickleball, and we ended up playing a tournament in Indiana, and we're just able to compete with a bunch of other teams, and we brought a couple of our friends who were also former tennis players or former athletes to compete with us, and we all just really ended up falling in love with it, and so decided to keep it going, and that's kind of how we started. And
football season is officially over for the Bulldogs. Let's hear from Jayla Duncan about the season.
Senior night is always bittersweet and full of emotion for those who are playing the game, watching the game, or cheering on their favorite team. This game was especially emotional as it was the last game for the 2024 football season.
I feel happy but also sad. I've enjoyed the past 4 years, and so today is just a great ending to that.
The Bulldogs fell short to Western Carolina, marking the end of the 2024 football season. Jaden Mosley shares his thoughts on this outcome.
It's crazy, to me, to be honest, but everything has come to an end. So.
The final score was 47-42. Darian King shares his thoughts on the season coming to an end.
You know, I feel a little hurt, a little sad, my last season, but, I'm very blessed and, very thankful that God gave me the opportunity to play football.
While this season is ending, there is much to look forward to for players who are returning and those who are graduating.
I'm looking for a pro day. Hopefully I get picked up by one team or a couple teams, and starting my career in operations and my path to be a general manager.
I'm looking forward to honing in on my crafts, graduating for sure, and just, making more friends on campus.
We look forward to what the 2025 season has in store. This is Jayla Duncan with Bulldog Blitz.
All good things must come to an end. Those good things include fall sports here at Samford. Let's hear from Jayla Duncan about the final standings of our Bulldogs.
Samford fall sports has officially come to an end. Football finished 4-7. Soccer finished with 12 wins, 7 losses, and 3 ties in their overall record, with 6 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties in their conference games. Volleyball finished 15-12.
Hello, Samford. This is Jayla Duncan with Bulldog Blitz. I'm sad to report that fall sports are coming to an end, but I'm optimistic about the future of spring sports. I'm hoping to be able to announce even more SoCon championships. Signing off, this is Jayla Duncan with Bulldog Blitz.
That's all we have this week. Thank you for tuning in to the 2024 season of the Bulldog Blitz.
We'll see you right back here next year.